Podcast, episode 28.
28.
28?
We in here.
That's how old I am.
Oh.
No, you're 28,000.
Still
1,000?
Of course, we in the building. I am your host, Kareem. To my right, I do have my right hand man, Frank, is in the building. Across from me, the shooter Tyler's in the building.
Clip loaded today, fully.
How y'all feeling, bro?
I'm good, bro.
Be alive.
Good?
It's a beautiful day.
As this old nigga at work would say, or older guy, I'm on this side of the dirt.
That was terrible.
That's what he says every day. How you doing?
He should
What's
stop.
up?
I'm on this side of the dirt.
He should stop.
He's an older guy. That's what they said back then.
Oh, you would know, huh?
Ah, 28,000. I guess so, bitch.
You a fucking vampire?
We in the building, man. Of course, we start every episode like how we
Tell
do
you
it.
bet. Huh?
Tell you the best. What?
I might have coronavirus.
Okay. We're going to get into coronavirus and all that shit. I thought of the week this
Almost
week.
got into that shit yesterday. Go ahead, what's up?
We gonna talk about it. So my high thought of the week was math was the first problem that you ever had to deal with in life.
Was it really, though?
Yeah, because before you had to take math, you never knew what a problem was. But math is full of problems.
Great.
No?
No.
Okay, I got another one.
Okay.
All right, I got another one.
Damn.
I got another one. So, I didn't know this, but did you know that Hulk Hogan passed on the Foreman Grill?
He passed on the Foreman Grill?
Yeah, they originally pitched the idea to Hulk Hogan, and he was like, "Nah, it's not gonna work."
Why?
He didn't want to do it, and they ended up giving it to George Foreman, and George Foreman is multi-millionaire off that shit.
That's
Funny
what
how.
I thought.
Damn. Hulk
Yeah, because I was like, what if Hulk Hogan did get it? There'd be a lot of racial connotation behind that shit.
That's crazy, brother.
Put some niggas on the grill, he would have said that shit.
Jesus.
Niggas terrible. Called you brother the whole time while flipping burgers. Nigga, that's terrible. Those are my high thoughts.
Damn, brother.
Shout out to George Foreman.
Shout out to George Foreman.
Hell of a boxer.
Dude, moving into just quick thoughts or quick rapid fire thing. I still don't have a
Rapid fire.
yeah. I still don't have just a title for it yet. But
Machine gun thoughts.
sure, machine gun thoughts. Here we go. So I do want to shout out Alexis Altabelli, the daughter of John and I don't know the religious name, but shout out the Altabelli family that died in the plane crash. Alexis, their daughter, got an internship with Scott Boras, who is the top agent in the world. Just per Kobe's request.
Oh, sports agent. Okay.
The sports agent in the world. So he grosses about $1 billion a month
Sheesh.
just off of contracts, which is
Insane.
fucking nuts. That's nuts.
So why do we never hear about him like we're talking about the richest people in the world?
Because
he's got to be one.
He's not.
Really?
He's not. His business generates $1 billion a month, but not him. He's like 236 million though.
That's a lot.
His net worth. But he mostly manages soccer players and baseball players, so that's why the contracts are crazy. Biotech company named Moderna has a coronavirus vaccine that they just sent out to the CDC for testing. So the cure may be coming soon, depending on if it goes right.
We had our first death in the United States from the coronavirus yesterday.
Yeah,
Yes,
Washington.
in Washington State.
Yeah.
See, I've heard like different things. Was it a man? Like
It was a woman.
it was a
It was a
woman.
woman.
And like part of the article I saw, she had underlying conditions. So not to undermine the coronavirus, 'cause I'm sure it's serious,
Man,
but
fuck that shit.
yeah, I mean, kind of fuck it.
No, fuck that.
If you in good health, you kind of straight.
That's what the president came out and said yesterday.
Yeah.
When he did his little press conference.
Yeah.
But
That's how he was confirming it was a woman, but he was like, as long as you're healthy, you good, pretty much.
I mean, you look at the statistics.
They're saying
I don't
that, yeah.
agree with a lot of dumb shit that idiot in office says, but he's got a point there.
Yeah.
Does have a
And
point.
so you also remember earlier in the week when he's like, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, but you can't say it's not that big of a deal. He has to have facts and proof behind it. That's why it's like nobody's like believing what he said.
Yeah.
Who the fuck said there was a conspiracy that he sent that over there?
I did.
That was you?
Yeah, that was what I saw.
I mean,
I'm still strained about that because if they got
survival of the
it,
fittest, dog, population control. Shit.
I like it as well. I'm not mad at it. I saw Antarctica is fucking dying. It's no
60
longer-
degrees the other
Yeah,
day.
it's crazy.
I mean, that was last week.
Yeah.
Actually.
Open woman's gonna kill us all.
That is crazy.
It's not real. Don't you
Shut
know
the
that?
fuck. Hey.
Hey. Well, President Trump said that too, didn't he?
Yeah.
All right, shout out to President Trump.
No, hey. Fuck.
Out here with the facts.
No. Fuck no.
Out here here making points.
And finally, big shout outs to black woman, Queen, Dr. Hadia Nicole Green. Ooh, around that shit, look at me, nigga. Got a $1.1 million grant for curing cancer in rats by using nanotechnology. So I want to say big shout outs to you.
That's dope.
It's sad that then we have to say, protect her at all costs because, these pharmaceutical companies don't want to cure out that bitch.
I was talking to somebody yesterday about how, like, in addition to those, like, insurance companies, how they run every goddamn thing and shit's ridiculous.
Shit is nuts. That shit is nuts.
Shit is stupid, nigga.
Oof. But, yeah, shout out to all of them. So, let's get into these topics today. The, Winstein was found guilty.
Shocker there.
It was a shocker, really, because someone who's rich, I wasn't expecting him to actually get
Bill Cosby
conviction.
rich.
Yeah, but he's also black.
Still rich.
So I already thought, he's going to jail. But,
I thought the nigga was gonna get off.
Right.
you thought Cosby was getting off?
Yeah, at first.
I thought it was too much. I thought it was too much. It was like 60-something women,
It
right?
wasn't because of the age, just because
The amount of women? The amount of women?
I didn't think he was gonna get convicted because a lot of them were old ass cases.
It was too many women, dog, to just be like, yeah, we can't just let him walk away with 60-something cases out.
Yeah, we can.
That'd be nuts. As a black man, I didn't see that coming.
I mean, if the president can walk away from fucking clear as day proof dumb shit that he was doing and he ain't had no business.
Yeah, but that was like, what, 1 or 2 counts? We talking Bill Cosby who had to, like I said, it was up to 60 women. That's
I don't know, I mean, not to undermine like sexual assault or anything like that, but if I gotta weigh which one's probably a little bit more serious, I'm gonna say, that guy, this, in the Oval Office, leading
Yeah, he hasn't done anything sexual related while he's been president.
He was saying which one was more serious, abuse of power.
They both are abuse of power.
But
because Trump is a rich guy, that's when he did it. I mean, I get what you're saying, but he wasn't. If he was the president and had
Those decisions that Bill Cosby made don't affect the entire United States.
The decision, Trump hasn't done anything while he's been president. I really don't like defending this nigga. Like, you're making me sound like I gotta defend him.
I mean, he's made a lot of enemies.
I'm not saying he hasn't. What we're talking about, the sexual assault thing. His case was before he became president, is what I'm saying. If Cosby ran for president and all that stuff came out, and he hasn't done anything.
Were you talking about the sexual assault shit?
What?
Were you talking about the sexual assault shit with Trump, or were you talking about just like Trump in general?
I was saying Trump in general. Like,
that's what I was saying. That's what I was going at. That's what I was
It's
saying.
gonna be
You're comparing just the sexual charges. We're saying he was talking about the impeachment charges versus like he got off of the shit where it was proof clear as day.
But we knew the impeachment wasn't going to happen.
We knew that wasn't the point.
those episodes, like,
He was just saying which one has more impact.
Yeah. No, obviously the president of the United States.
That's the only point
Yeah,
he was trying
of
to make.
course.
But see, even the other thing with the Bill Cosby thing is like, I didn't really follow too much on it, but what proof was it that this actually happened?
It was verbal testimony, and it was just,
Oh,
like I said, the numbers were too high. It was too high to be like, and he also admitted it as well in just previous interviews.
Bro, I ain't gonna hold you. I was so shocked. Not when he got convicted, but like when that shit first came out, I was like, "Excuse me, Dr. Huxtable, nigga."
Yeah, I was also shocked. I was like,
Cause like that shit was going on then.
Yeah,
Like, come on, yo.
I don't know. I always take shit like that now with a grain of salt because I really feel like it's more of a social media trend than it actually is. Like people coming forward.
I feel like it actually happened. I just don't like that they waited so long, like to this man's like in his 80s to do shit. Even with that most recent one was like in what 2004. Most recent one was.
Yeah.
So like even then at that point it was like 14 years prior. Like
It's
come on,
weird, bro. You're Bill Cosby. Why do you have to drug in? That shit's weird.
Okay, yeah, anybody drugging anybody's weird, but I'm not saying that it doesn't mean anything because it happened so long ago. I'm saying that it should have came out close to that time. Like you waiting all these years, and then like that one was 14 years, and all these people from the fucking 80s and 70s.
Hannibal Buress, man. You gotta give it to Hannibal Buress. He dropped the bomb on it. Nigga said, what? And then here come that first woman, and then here come the second, and then here come 39 other bitches. Like, that's crazy. That is a crazy snowball effect. But, Weinstein, yeah, minimum 5 years. Still facing up to 29 years in jail.
Nigga,
And
he'll do 5.
first. Well, he has to
Maybe.
minimum. That's what he got to commit to.
That's what I'm saying.
I didn't know that there was a thing such as third-degree rape. Found that out in this case.
Degrees and shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely degrees.
So third degree is more of a power play, which is like blackmail, I guess. Where it's just like, if you do something for me, I'll do something for you, and that's considered rape. So yeah.
Is it though? I'm like, you didn't have to do it.
That's also true.
So like, come on, yo, fuck out of here.
But if you also feel like, if he's like,
What,
if you
pressure?
don't do it, you're never gonna work again.
So it's what fucking.
That's not rape, nigga.
No, but I'm saying if somebody
It's
gives
an
you
ultimatum.
that, yeah,
Goddamn.
somebody gives you that forceful thing, and then you go through with it that you didn't want to go through, that's considered third degree rape
Yeah,
according to the
extortion.
courts. Extortion is different.
Pretty close, but no.
Extortion is different.
So in that case,
Either
like,
we fucking or I'm fucking. That's rape.
all right. So in that
That's
case, I don't
basically
know if you
what it
remember the whole Michigan State thing with the. I think it was Michigan State, the gymnastics coach.
Yeah.
So that'd
Nasty
be like a,
motherfucker. Yeah.
I guess an example of like first degree, since that shit was premeditated. He had to have been thinking
That-
about that shit.
I'm assuming so because he
Rape that
did.
bitch right there.
Yeah, because he was a doctor and it was young girls and he was touching kids. That's pedophilia for one, and
Or
shit is crazy. I'm not sure what degree, but that's what I found out watching this shit. But immediately after being charged with minimum 5 years, he then checked himself into a trauma unit, saying that he was shocked and hurt by it.
Bet he was. Last white man. They're never gonna convict me. And then they do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet he was.
And then
Hope we get the fucking help he needs.
Bill Cosby's PR team made a tweet, which I don't understand why, but basically in support of Harvey, saying, you know, it shouldn't have happened to him like that. Not hearing all sides of the story, just shit like that.
I feel like there's some shit that I don't know, dog.
I feel like all them nasty niggas have a nasty club and they get together and talk about how nasty they are. Just a bunch of nasty ass old men, and it was all happening
But
on Epstein's island.
they wasn't always old men though.
Nasty niggas. Period. That shit is disgusting. I think that's the most gross shit in the world.
What? Drugging bitch and then fucking.
Yeah, like what?
Rick Ross admitted to it in the song. Nigga.
Yeah, that was
You know,
crazy.
he lost his sponsorship because of that.
That shit is hilarious, but what's fucked up? The shit been around and like now he loses it.
That's
Like
crazy.
when you put the spotlight on the shit.
That one was crazy. 'Cause when he said it, I was like, "What the fuck are you talking?"
Shit is hilarious though.
She ain't even know. Like you can't clean that up, bro. You cannot clean that up, yo.
Hey nigga.
Oh my god. Darn. Fucking Ross, like he could just his way out of that
He
shit.
did. Oh well.
Now he good now, but like, the fuck? She
Yes.
ain't even know. Yo, Ross was wild there.
That nigga I ate.
You had to be high as fuck to just write that shit.
Yeah.
Think about that shit. You
Yeah,
wrote it
but
down,
high as fuck.
recorded it,
Yeah, but
went to the video. They was like, "You want to hear it back?" Yeah. Yes, sir. Right. Run it again.
right. Yeah, he had plenty of opportunity to like.
And none
not
of them
do that
directors go, "I don't think we should use that." Like nobody. I hate yes men. Nigga. Somebody had to be like, Ross. Sounds crazy. You shouldn't do that.
shit. Yeah. If you ain't got nobody around you like that, nigga, you need to reevaluate the niggas around you. Fucking
That's
say that right.
crazy.
Shut up. Reevaluate. God damn. Got to edit that first part out.
Nah, we leaving that shit in.
Fuck.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Rick
So
Ross is really a phony when it comes down to it. Like, that's
Hey,
really-
will you stop bashing this nigga?
fuck Rick Ross.
Damn.
oh,
You fucking
boss?
crazy.
you don't
Yes.
like the boss?
I liked him when I was younger, but then like after I started realizing that he stole his name from
How like,
somebody.
who do you like? You don't like Boosie. You don't
He
like
stole
Ross.
it. So Ricky Ross, the drug dealer from
Yes.
LA, California?
But the problem, like, that's not even really the big problem there that I had with him. Like, the fact that this man was a correctional officer. In a
So
prison.
what, nigga? That's what sells. That's what sells. If you had the ability to write the same
It's
music,
like he just got a job. That was it.
right? That's it.
Before the rap came off, he had to pay for the rap somehow.
I ain't did shit. I ain't did shit that got to do with none of that shit they be talking about. But if they gonna hand me all this money to fucking say that I did in songs, I'm doing that shit.
Doing that shit, bro.
I don't give a fuck.
Well, no, you shouldn't do it.
Why?
That's how Takashi happened.
No. I'm not hanging with the niggas. I'm just doing the song. I might not even do the contract gonna require me to do concerts. But yeah, I'm going to fuck home after that, dog. I'm not going to where they at. Nah.
You didn't even know it.
Yeah, nah. Sure didn't. Still don't, goddamn.
There was a whole article that Rick Ross had. I can't remember who it was. They had somebody out trying to kill him.
50 Cent.
Was it 50 Cent?
Yeah, him and 50 Cent had a bad beef.
I thought there was somebody else. It was like
That nigga 50 is a
might have been
fucking
like
bully,
G's or
man.
something like that.
He's not a bully. Shut up.
That nigga's a bully.
That's a bully. He's great. Love that
That
man.
nigga's, I like him too. I ain't knocking him.
Oh, shout out to 50. That new show on ABC is lit. The one where the guy goes to jail and becomes a lawyer and then gets himself off and then starts defending people also in jail. Fucking lit.
50 is a fucking
ain't
bully,
know he
but
was
I respect that
Shit was
nigga.
lit,
That
bro.
nigga 50 out
I
here,
can't
bro.
wait till these new Power books. I want to see what's popping with these prequels. You watch Power?
I don't watch Power, but I like 50.
I didn't start watching it until over the summer, but I binge watched fucking the first 5 seasons all like 2 weeks.
Is it good?
Yeah,
So that shit is amazing.
Oh.
You gotta read though. At first couple of seasons because they speak Spanish.
Why you fucking telling me like I can't read?
I mean,
Because I know you have difficulties.
I don't have.
I wasn't trying to put your business out there, but you the one talking. Let's move on.
I don't have difficulties.
Let's just
Move
move.
on.
Let's just move on.
Oh yeah. Let's
So
move on.
Jada Pickett sat
Yes.
down at the Red Table Talk with Snoop Dogg, and first of all, I think that was disrespectful because Snoop is a Crip, should have been blue.
All right.
But that's just me. And basically, she said the thing that went around, the clip that went around that made people up and uproar was, she stated that when Snoop called Gayle King and I'm just quoting here, I'm not calling her, a dog face ass bitch. Jada Pickett took it as offense to her. He felt like he then disrespected her mother. He disrespected Willow. He disrespected all women in America by calling Gayle King a dog face ass bitch.
ow.
Yeah, and then that was the reaction that's going around. So I wanted to ask y'all, how'd y'all feel about it?
I saw it. I understand what she was trying to say. I think she should have said it differently.
To a point of, was it just like affecting her? Because I don't think, in retrospect, I don't think Snoop Dogg was reacting to women.
He wasn't reacting to women.
I think she took that and just generalized it a little bit.
She did, but that's what they do. They need something to talk about.
I don't know. I mean, the Red Table Talk is good for like explaining your feelings and stuff like that, but
I'm not knocking the show. I'm just saying, like, I just feel like that platform should have been used differently for him. If it was going to be used for him to clarify himself, that's what it should have been for. It shouldn't have been.
I think he already clarified himself. He released an apology.
Yeah, I saw that, but I'm saying she wanted him on the show to continue talking about it. So I mean,
I think the point of getting him on the show was to just face black women and be like, well, I did say that. Let me just apologize. Because that's all that was. That's all the whole thing was. And I had to watch the whole thing. And yeah.
I can understand like if she like her taking it as disrespect. I can understand that, but like I just think the rest of it was extra. I'm also not a black woman or a woman in general, so I don't know what it feels like to be like. I don't know what this shit feel like, but
I know what it feels. Sorry.
I ain't mad at Snoop because like his initial reaction, that's how he felt, and like a lot of us felt that way.
Oh yeah, I did.
When we saw that clip instead of like the whole interview. So I mean, a lot of us felt that way at first.
I'm not like. I guess I'm just conflicted on how to feel about it. Not necessarily to say like Snoop Dogg wasn't wrong or Jada Pickett Smith was right. Like I'm just kind of why would you? I guess the gear that I'm trying to connect here is why would you assume that he's like targeting everybody?
Because he said it
Me
to a black woman. So then the perception is if you'll say it to Gayle King, you'll say it to anybody. Does that make sense?
If I call,
He will say it to anybody, but who the fuck?
Hold the fucking phone.
Yeah.
And Frank, I'm not calling you a bitch here. If I call you a bitch, does that mean I'm calling Kareem one too?
Yes.
No. It's not that
That's my
you're
nigga.
calling me one.
Nah, he
it's
calls you one.
Okay, it's the perception that if you'll call Frank a bitch, you'll call me a bitch. You see what I'm saying? Like,
I don't see the logic there. No.
there's no logic when it comes to. But when
What?
I see what she was trying to say. What she was trying to say was, if you can easily go out your way and say that Gayle King is a dog face ass bitch, you could probably say it to me. You could probably say it to my mother. You could probably say it to my daughter.
And he can.
He absolutely can, but
yeah.
That's what she was saying.
Think about the shit that Gayle King said. Like that shit was warranted.
Well,
Right.
the problem
See,
is, well, go
yeah,
back to the
yeah.
original thing. Like, it was just a clip, and there was no other than like Kobe, there was no other context to it. It could have led up to that. I don't know. I still didn't watch the full interview, but I still stand behind my first point on that shit anyway. There's enough people talking about it. It should have been discussed in Gayle King's interview. That's it.
For every action, there's a reaction, and that was Snoop's reaction.
I think what she's saying is you shouldn't have that type of vernacular against a black woman. Which, I mean, I get it, but it's not like in our mind all we were seeing is Snoop is talking to Gayle King and Gayle King only.
So
It's a one-way conversation. It's not nothing like that. But how people are perceiving it is, if Snoop could talk to Gayle King that way, you could talk to any black woman that way.
So in
And
other words,
see,
I gotta ask this. I have to ask this.
I ain't with that
I gotta
shit.
be the one to drop this shit. Now, if it would have been a white woman, you think she would have said some shit?
No.
It would have been popping on the white platforms.
Yeah, but listen, I
I
don't
don't think he would have went to the Red Table Talk for it, but I think it definitely
Never been on the View, goddamn.
Probably.
Barbara Walters and Whoopi
Probably.
Goldberg.
Yeah, more than likely.
But I don't.
Shit is fucking stupid.
I try to take race out of everything when I consider shit.
Kid.
I try. So I just feel like he would have said that to anybody in the right situation if he felt provoked. I feel like he would have said that shit. If Barbara Walters would have did the exact same fucking interview, I feel like he would have said the exact same fucking thing.
Did that shit.
Huh?
I don't think Barbara Walters did that shit.
I don't either. Listen, I don't think she would have said it either. Once again, there's enough talk about it. Who I am, because they ain't the same. Barbara Walters is much bigger, but like, I ain't got to talk about it in my interview because, motherfucker, I'm Barbara Walters or I'm Gayle King. I ain't got to talk about this shit.
Right.
It's talked about everywhere else. I ain't got to bring this shit up. Period.
Did y'all see the Kobe memorial?
I watched part of it. I
Yeah,
seen
I saw
Jordan
it.
talk about how he gonna be a meme again for the next fucking.
How did he become? This nigga is great.
Who?
Michael Jordan. He's the GOAT of crime.
Nigga.
Don't nobody cry like this nigga.
Steve Harvey.
No.
Nah, nigga, Steve.
Steve started doing the windshield wiper shit. Mike let his shit dry on his face.
Yeah, but Steve be
Which looks
crying though.
crazy, by the way.
Steve be crying, dog. I ain't never seen nobody cry like that. Him and Steve Harvey. But
Steve Harvey
nigga,
ain't got the meme,
nah, cause
so he ain't the GOAT, nigga.
I ain't saying he's GOAT. I'm just saying
I'm
nigga be
saying Michael
crying.
Jordan said, "I'm gonna be the greatest off the court and on the court." Bitch, that's what I'm telling you.
I do gotta shout out LeBron because there was a report that came out that he requested that he wasn't on cameras for the memorial because that's what Kobe would have
I
wanted.
thought it was dope.
I respect
I
that.
thought it was dope because they didn't make it. He didn't want to make it about him. Because if you see LeBron walking that shit, all the cameras and shit is going to LeBron. He wasn't there for that. He was there to just memorialize Kobe Bryant. Thought it was amazing. I thought Vanessa did an amazing job. I don't know how the fuck women can go up there and talk through that shit. I couldn't get through that shit. Don't ask me to act or talk at no funerals because I'm not gonna be able to get through that shit.
You better talk in mine.
You ain't never
Who's
gonna
that?
die.
Shut the fuck up.
You've been immortal for like years.
Y'all ain't shit.
Years.
Y'all ain't shit.
Yeah.
But that was amazing thing. But just to put a bow in this Jada Pickett thing, I don't think the conversation was wrong. I just think she was a little bit overdramatic. And that's not me calling all black women overdramatic.
Oh, look, you have to clarify that
I
shit.
do have to clarify
That's
that
the
shit.
shit I hate.
I gotta clarify it. You gotta. I'm not calling all. I just think what she
Nigga,
said.
this is my
was
statement.
dramatic.
My statement is I think Jada Pinkett was fucking overdramatic. That's my statement. Why the fuck do I have to clarify that I'm talking about all black women? Get the fuck out of here.
That how the perception is.
Fuck that shit.
Perception, real shit. Speaking of perception, I think that's a good transition.
Transaction.
Well, shit. This was a transaction. On Twitter, I saw a video of a nice young lady, young black woman, who bought a boyfriend of hers a rental property. There's more details come out, but it was his birthday. She bought him a rental property. His friends were there, and he immediately did not like it. He didn't like the gift. He said, instead, you should have bought me a Rolex or a chain.
Really?
Yeah.
That's 2020 for you right there.
Nigga.
I thought the same thing too, but then I had another thing, but I'm gonna let you go first. How'd you feel about it, Tom?
That shit is so disrespectful to me on so many levels.
Mm.
Like, people are so worried about the materialistic possessions now. Like, that's the problem in 2020. Everybody's worried about buying the next $400 pair of Yeezys or
I was
buying a
like,
fucking Rolex.
bro, sound ungrateful than a bitch. And then
You can buy the next $400 Yeezys with this rental property.
yeah, but let's not go off of. He wasn't trying to buy Yeezy. It was a rental property. Now, more information came out about the rental property. It's in Chicago, and it was a former trap house.
Okay.
So it's in a bad area. It has to be fixed up. And the guy's thing was he didn't want to put no money into it. He didn't want to do that. He didn't want to rebuild or reflip it or anything like that.
Well, look at what he said. She should have got him instead. That tells you a lot about the person.
A Rolex is a smart investment. If you buy a Rolex doesn't lose its value. So that same money you use for the rental car, let's say the ballpark number of 100,000, that's 2 Rolexes. You could buy 2 Rolexes. They're not going to lose their value.
It was a trap house. What part of Chicago was that from?
This is the hood. It was in the hood.
And he's supposed to build this up and do it, just rent it out to.
Well, with any rental property, you get the property, you got to fix it up, make sure it's up to code, stuff like that, before you can move people in there and actually start seeing the money back. So you gotta put money into it first for it to then flip out and make the money back. So I understood what he was saying. Like if I don't want that responsibility, give me a Rolex. I mean,
not everybody built for it, basically.
No, yeah, and I think because everybody who saw the video is like, damn, I wish I had a rental property, I'll flip it. I think that's what we got caught up in. But I can understand if I don't want to flip a property, I don't want to be in real estate, I don't want to do that.
So the only other context of this that we don't have is like if they've ever talked about that before. So
obviously this young lady has some sort of money, credit, her shit got to be alright to purchase a rental property, regardless of where the conditions are or how it is. Your money got to be alright to buy a rental property.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying like, has he ever shown interest in wanting to do that?
I don't think so. I think she was trying to level him up.
Maybe
on some like boss shit. Like, okay, here's some things that we can do together.
Right.
Like type shit like that. I'm thinking that's what her mindset was, because I don't see girls just buying rental properties for niggas out of
no, you don't. It's not something shit you see every day.
Right.
I think the idea. Did we have the conversation here? Did I have this conversation personally? But like it's the thought that counts. We had the conversation here. Mm-hmm. It's the thought that counts in this situation.
Absolutely.
That was a dope ass idea. Once again, not many people doing that shit. Mm-hmm. It was a lot of thought into that. You don't just go out and buy some shit. Like, you don't put that much money in shit and just give it to somebody. You know what I mean?
Right. But then I'll counter it by saying, don't you buy gifts for what that person actually wants, or do you just buy off what you think the person would like? Because I like to buy what you need, what you want, what you like, stuff like that.
Me personally, I buy more of what you need and what you want. I wouldn't have bought no shit like that. Like, the only thing that I would buy like that, if I bought a house and gave it to somebody, that's different. Mm. That house she gonna be able to move in like same day type shit. It ain't gonna be something she gotta build up. But I understand her thought process behind this though. I don't know what the shit's like if he got the ability to have it renovated and rent out. But like if it's in the hood, do you think your renters are gonna be?
Well, you know. When white people move in, people don't fuck around with it. That's the whole point of gentrification. Ends up, and then the neighborhoods start getting better, and then eventually start seeing the money back.
So if it came down to that, he could make the money back on the property.
Right.
If it came to that, if he fixed it up, he'd make more money on the property in a situation where he could be the one to like bring that shit up.
I think he doesn't want that responsibility.
No, I'm not saying that he does. I'm just saying. I understand the thought process. I think it was a thought that counts. But I think something that big. There should have been a conversation. There definitely should have been a conversation.
Tyler, you shaking your head furiously over there.
I don't like. I see where y'all are coming from. I can't accept that. Like, I can't.
I think the part that you have an issue with, which I also have an issue with, is his counter to it. That I understand it, but
I'm not mad at his counter.
You gotta.
Because, like, I understand a Rolex doesn't lose value. But let's say it's not a Rolex. Let's say he just said, I want a chain. Okay, I understand that, but it could be, I don't want to, you got to put money into a rental property to fix it. What if I don't want to do that?
All right, so at what point is it not a gift anymore?
Now it's a job. You just gave me a
because now he's paying taxes on it every year.
Absolutely.
It's costing him money. This gift is costing him money. It's not the gift to keep on giving. It's the one that's taken. If he never does anything with it, he just has a deed and he's paying on it annually. Taxes up there, he's probably paying like $4 or $5 grand a year on that shit.
I would have rather her if she bought the land. And this is just me.
She probably couldn't have got the land without the thing sitting on it.
No, you can always buy the land without the property.
you gonna buy the land around it, but not
you
the
can
property.
buy the land underneath the shit.
And you're not gonna buy the property sitting on it.
You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that.
If it's offered that way.
If it's set up like that, I mean, I'm not upset at what she's trying to do. I just don't think if you give me something that now I have to put more money in on my birthday, like get the fuck what? No, I don't. I'm cool. I'm cool on that.
I understand both sides of it. Like I said, I like the idea though.
Good idea. It was a good idea. I don't know. It didn't seem like it was.
But if he was that upset, he probably ain't gonna do nothing with it. So
I think that's really what it was.
So if he's not gonna do shit with it, it's literally gonna cost him money. It's gonna cost him money to sell it. It's gonna cost him money. It's gonna cost him money to keep it to even have it every year. Because if not, he gonna go and fall into legal trouble if he don't pay the taxes on it. So I understand why he's upset if he ain't gonna use it. Because that's a big ass. Yeah, but this should have been a conversation first. I don't think that could have been a misleading conversation. Hey, I was thinking about getting you this property, or would you ever be interested in having a property? And then boom.
Yeah, if we never had to talk about real estate ever, what would you?
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just,
I get both sides.
No, I get both sides. I get exactly where Tyler's coming from, and I get just where Dude was coming from. I think both things are true. But it just depends on what you want to do. I think if somebody gave me a rental property, it depends on what your rental property looks like. If I got a gift. Let me ask you a question. If you got a rental property, I want to answer that. If you got a rental property, right, but it was a trap house, let's say, how would you feel?
It's gonna be a challenge to rebuild it, but I'm gonna take on the challenge. I mean, you gotta take into consideration the way I grew up too, where I grew up, the shit, like the neighborhood I lived in, shit like that too. Like that's always been a big goal for me to always rebuild and give back to the community, regardless of how shitty it is.
For me,
I
don't care that it was a trap house. The only part I care about is having to put money into it.
That's also my thing.
Cause now personally, right now, I do have an interest in real estate and shit like that, and doing shit like that. So I wouldn't be upset. But if I was in that man's situation, I'd be upset. But I wouldn't be, depending on how much money I got put in this motherfucker.
Right.
It's gonna cost me. I expect no more than $15,000. If it's gonna cost me more than that, I got a fucking problem. And if it's something I can if I can just patch shit and get it in working condition enough to come up to code, and I can renovate over time, so I can be making money while I'm spending it, that'd be even better. But you don't know what condition this shit's in.
All right. I think for me, I would be okay with it, but it would be the money thing. I'd be like, okay, I gotta invest now more into it to make sure this thing goes crazy.
Sorry, Montreal just sent some shit.
I thought you had a stroke.
There's some rugby stuff going on right now, and Montreal sent the clip, and that shit was disgusting. Somebody got shit you done.
So,
sorry, continue.
No, we're done with that. All right, so moving on to the Ask the Joint, where you send in questions to us and we answer them honestly. And you always can send a question to us either Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. All that at the Joint Pod, TheJointPod. All right, first question I have today is from a woman. She says, me and my husband were driving to work, or she was driving me to work, and CarPlay. Apple has a CarPlay thing. So a text comes through his phone from Pizza Hut. I look at him and tell him to open up the message. He says, I'm driving, I'm not reading it. So she clicks the thing on CarPlay and plays the message. It's from a female that states, you dropped your phone while you were licking his pussy.
Damn.
She wants advice on what she should do next. I hope you got to your work safely. It seems like you did, because you did send this message. But
that bitch out.
CarPlay, man, out here ruining relationships.
I mean,
I don't know what to say in this one. I would
go ahead, go on about your business.
Hey man, listen, ma'am, you need to.
How long ago was he doing it? Was it before y'all? Was it the other day?
Text message just had to be recent, so I'm gonna say recent. Let's say recent.
I was bullshitting.
Nah, I was saying it recently. But if you
Bitch
want to
text you
leave,
2 years later talking about it.
yeah, it went 2 years later. If you want to leave the man, you have all right to, because you was eating another vagina named Pizza Hut, which is niggas still do that. Is that me?
What?
Niggas still put girls' names under Pizza Hut and shit.
Nah,
I've never done that shit.
I've always just saved their name. Or no, I haven't. I just don't save it.
That's kind of where I'm
What's
at.
this fucking random bitch? What? Bitch got the wrong number, baby. I'm sorry.
No.
Shit.
I mean, just don't put yourself in that situation.
Yeah.
That's simple,
That's
huh?
just crazy.
I mean,
all
yeah,
this
kinda.
temptation out here in the world, and you just turning down pussy and shit.
It's hard. It's very hard to do.
Yeah,
Okay, all right, whatever you say.
shit is simple.
Nah, but real shit. She needs to reevaluate. Fuck.
You can't really say evaluate
today.
today. It's you struggling a lot.
I
Yeah,
am.
3 strikes you out.
I'm glad I don't talk to customers all day.
Well, I be stuttering on the phone like it's no business, boy.
But she needs to reevaluate and see if it's worth like trying to work out, or if she just need to go.
One thing she be working out is that rust out of her elbow for that uppercut.
First of all, don't hit
Don't
that
hit me
nigga.
while I'm driving.
Don't hit me at all. No, fuck. Don't hit me at all. Because if I strike back,
Especially when I'm driving.
that's gonna be some fucking Lawrence fist burning. That's movie.
Okay.
But alright, but yeah, reevaluate the shit, figure out if it's worth it, then move on, or stay.
Okay.
Holla at your boy. Frank Moore.
Click black.
All right. Good shit. So another question we had is also from a woman. She said, "I've been sleeping with a man that has had a wife for the last 2 years, but she was fat and always breastfeeding. So she said, I pleased him. I supported him financially. I co-signed with him on a truck. I thought we were building something, and then he left me for her and moved into a new house with her.
He left you for his wife?
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck you thought, bitch? So he didn't leave you.
You, ma'am, are what we call
She wants help.
the side girl.
Yeah, but she felt like for 2 years she'd been investing in something.
See, that's the problem. You know where you went wrong?
Well,
I don't need the pretext for this. Expectations wasn't set. Because,
talk your shit.
bro, ain't no fucking way. Like, I know people catch feelings, but that's the point of these expectations. You set these boundaries, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And when you get close to these motherfuckers, you need to back off. You have to be adults about this shit. If you gonna fuck around, you gotta do it right. I don't fuck around. But I'd imagine it'd be something like that.
See, there's a brief phrase that you mentioned right before Frank started talking. She been investing, not they been investing.
Well, I mean, co-signed on a truck. She supported him financially.
He
Obviously,
ain't got no credit. Yeah, that's what she was there
got
for.
no credit either.
And you know, breastfeeding lady over here, wife,
Why
signed
she
for the
always
house.
breastfeeding?
She always got kids.
Nigga, for at least the last 2 years, they had kids.
Yeah, cause what? Nigga, she breastfeeding 2 years in? Them
What I'm
kids must be
saying,
close together.
They gotta be close together.
Cause god damn.
Yeah, you keep her knocked
Sucking on
up and go
titties, too.
fuck another bitch.
Hey, you know, he fucking both of them. Shit.
Yeah.
Obviously.
They like that.
You know, proof is in the pudding.
That's what Bill Cosby said. Huh?
That's
I was waiting
I was
for
getting
it.
ready to
I
say
was
that shit.
waiting for
I was
it.
getting ready to say it, but I knew you was, so I ain't say it.
If one of y'all don't say a Bill Cosby joke, I'm gonna be disappointed in this podcast.
I knew Tyler was going to fucking back me up.
Okay. Hey, ma'am. That was a stupid investment. Sorry. It really
It's
was a
fucked
bad
up though
investment.
because like not only did she become financially invested, she also became emotionally invested. And he obviously didn't,
Yeah.
and that's a problem. But I mean, I really don't know what more you would expect out of this situation. Like people, like we had the question a while back about the CEO and she was wondering why he didn't leave his wife. Like, come on, man.
It's a tough situation, man.
And like he ain't even the tax bracket that we was talking about back
That's
then.
a fact, and I know this nigga ain't if you got a co-sign for a truck.
Right? Yeah, he not even in that tax bracket. So like, I don't know, man. That emotional investment, that's probably the worst part.
All right. Yeah, like 5 minutes left. I got like one more question. It's from a white man. I was surprised. So he said, I'm engaged to a black woman.
Right.
Shout out to you. Fuck you as well, but shout out to you. And she is always stating that spending her money is bad luck. So we went to a food truck one day, and I didn't have my wallet, and she said, too bad, it's bad luck for a woman to pay for her man's food. And she ate in front of me.
Leave.
He asks, is this true, or is it a scam?
Wait,
It's
you
a
said
scam.
you were engaged?
They're engaged.
It's a scam, and I don't know how the fuck you made it to engagement. You need to leave.
Yeah, you're paying for everything, dog.
Ain't nothing wrong with paying for everything, but there has to be an
There's a
understanding.
problem with paying for everything.
I don't think so.
Like, you can't fucking get my Taco Bell, bitch. Are you serious?
But the issue is not paying for everything. The issue is that she won't pay for shit.
She's not spending her money on him.
Yeah.
If I don't got my wallet and you're supposed to be with me, I should take it. You know, I got it. We've been in a relationship. We obviously are engaged. I bought a ring.
I feel like there were signs of this before you got engaged. I don't know what you're looking for, but this should be. Don't sign that contract, nigga.
See this type of shit that make me sound like I'm attacking black women. This bitch is crazy. This particular lady in this question.
Just take that out of it. Just two people, man and woman. She fucked up.
I can't do that.
You can.
I can't because there's context behind it. There's a white guy. He said he's also Polish. I don't give a fuck, but he's a white guy. And you're dating a black woman, and a black woman sounds like she's using you, dog. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
she's using you. You getting played.
Yeah.
It's a scam.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you might as well.
Leave. Can't. If you sign that contract, you're a damn fool.
Just no. It's over, bro. Just let her keep the ring because you probably not gonna get that back. So just let it be. Get out of there fast. That's not.
How do y'all feel about females that expect you to pay for everything?
That's a problem. The expectation of it? No.
You expect me to pay for everything? It would be a problem because my issue would be, well, what do you bring to the table? Whatever I bring to the table, I know I can provide. Like, I'm good. Whatever I ask for from a woman, I can also give. So that's my expectation in a relationship. If I ask for certain things, it's because I know I can give you certain things. But that's what I need or that's what I want. So if you can't do that, then, bitch, we don't need to be together.
That's a good way to look at it.
And, bitch, if you only bring a pussy to the table, get the fuck out of my face. Past that. Just me. Young Reed. Woo, I like that. You see that?
Yeah, it's a no-go.
I ain't with the shit. No. Even if I make more money, you just, as long as you're doing something or trying, I'm good with that.
Right, like,
But to like just to expect me to just do shit, just nah. But
I'm
look,
not doing
that
shit.
goes back. It goes back
I'm
to the
not
very
doing
beginning.
shit. Here's why I'm not doing shit, because it's 2020. It's the age of the woman. You want to be fucking thing? You better come with it.
I understand.
Don't come with that 1940s. Oh, you're supposed to fuck you, cater to you, huh? No. Sorry, I didn't mean to get loud.
No, it's cool. I understand you emotional right
I
now.
apologize.
But it goes back to the beginning, and I will say this until the day that I die. You need to set these expectations in the beginning, dog. It's really, really fucking simple. Adhere to those expectations.
That's true.
That's the basis of all this shit. You said it. Your boss, when you're on your job, your company has policies. You know what those are? Expectations. You deviate from that, it's a fucking problem. You know the same thing in your relationship.
When you're right, you're right, and I think we should close out on that final moment.
Click clap.
I think that was beautiful.
2020.
I don't know how to transition because I do want to talk about what happened yesterday, but we don't have time to get into it to like really set it up.
Got you.
Basically, all right. Yesterday, me, Frank, Tyler, Montreal went to a restaurant in Charlotte. I'm not saying their name because they don't pay us. So, went to a restaurant in Charlotte. It was a Chinese-based restaurant, and we ordered sushi. Is it Chinese? What?
I thought sushi was a Japanese thing. I don't know.
It's an Asian restaurant.
It's an Asian restaurant that doesn't pay us, so we're not saying the name anyway. So we are waiting on our order for sushi, and we hear a loud sneeze. And I don't know how to picture this, but if you can imagine, everyone in this restaurant took a hard pause and looked at everyone else in the restaurant. Like,
you know how when you were in elementary school when they dropped the pan in the kitchen and they just got quiet.
yeah,
that's what it
or
was.
somebody dropped the plate. Like when shit just, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
When somebody popped a balloon and you like, oh shit, was that a shot? Was that one of those? And I'm not gonna lie, I have never been more scared to eat food after that. They brought my plate first. That was some bullshit.
Yeah, they brought your shit first, and our shit was like, they had to remake our shit. Your shit had snot all on it.
Hey, come on, don't do that.
Dead ass.
That was a funny ass moment, man.
Joint Podcast, episode 29. Rest in peace, Kareem.
Oh shit, you was thinking ahead. Oh man, but we out of here. Let's go around the table. Tyler, Instagrams, socials.
Underscore TYLER06.
Why don't you use your PSN name?
I don't know. I don't really want to.
Frank Mo, Instagram, Twitter. Y'all can date.
Click clap. And Xbox Live, for that matter.
No, shit, Frank Mo. Yeah, shit. Yeah, Frank Mo on Xbox. But don't have me on Xbox. Sorry.
Chief Curry everywhere, Twitter, Instagram. Yeah. And make sure you follow the podcast at The Joint Pod. Constantly posting. We are on YouTube, so make sure you follow the YouTube as well. YouTube is popping. Got a couple subscribers on there. I like that. So, Joint Podcast. We're wrapping it up here. We're going to get out of here soon. So, I do want to wish you all a good day. Episode 28.
Stupid.
We out of here.